Hello, hello. If you're just coming on, say hello. Hello. Hi, Mary. I think you're the first one today. Thank you so much. Hey, Merry Christmas to you too, Mary. I'm ready for it. I've been in the Christmas mode now for, probably a month. Hi, Mickey. Thanks for joining us. So good evening, Mickey. I have an interesting project I'm going to, yeah, I'll think of a prize for you, Mary. I have an interesting project that I'm going to work on today. It's something that I've wanted to do for a couple of years, and I don't know if you guys know, but I can't pick it up right now, but the old Saint Nick decoupage tissue that I designed earlier this year. The reason why that ever happened was because I wanted to do this project for a couple of years, and I could never find this Santa. I mean, he's been around for, well, I know over 70 years because the public domain is passed. And I could never find him in a poster. I could never find him in a decoupage tissue. And so I thought, I wonder if I could just make it my own. And I was able to, and he came out gorgeous. And then that set me on the road to designing my own line of decoupage tissue. So this is a project that I have been waiting all this year to share with you guys. So before I put the camera back down, I want to show you what the concept is here. So I don't know if you guys have seen these. They're canvas, and they always have a wood slat across the top and a wood slat across the bottom. And I find these a couple of times a year. This is a big one. And I find these a couple of times a year at Michael's for anywhere from 40 to 70% off. And so I always grab one when I do, because this is canvas. This is what I'm going to be painting on, is canvas. And I'll show you, now that you've seen what the concept is. I love these, and I love them because for Christmas storage, when you take it back down to put it away, you just roll it back up, and it has a very small footprint for storing away, easily tucked away in the top of a closet. So what I did is, I'm going to show you all of this before I put the camera down. So, hi Laura, thanks for joining us. So what I did is I just went on Amazon, good old Amazon, and I ordered a couple of yards of canvas. And this is how it comes. This is the same kind of canvas when I painted the canvas gift bags about a month ago. Same thing. And so for this purpose, I put 2 coats of white gesso on my canvas. Hi, Diana. Hi, Nature. Hi, Lisa. Yes, it is a crazy schedule. Okay, so if you've joined us, you guys, say hi so I know you're here. Don't just lurk. Okay, so this is white gesso, and what this does is it conditions your canvas to, hi Diane, to be paintable. It conditions it. The paint isn't going to leak through to the back side of it. It's not going to shrink up and change sizes on you. Hi, Molly. So, and this comes in white and it comes in clear. Oh, Lisa, you're painting daisies. So, and I think it may come in other colors. I'm not sure, but I only use the white and the clear. That's all I ever use. So, with that, I'm going to put the camera down so you can see what the project actually is. And I've had to move everything out of my art room out into the family room. So I had room to work on this. So let's see. I think that's the best view of him. Yes, it's exactly what you use on your decoupage totes. Okay, so what I did is this has already been painted with 2 coats of the white gesso on it just to save time. And it's thoroughly dry. Remember, this is what I started with, this. So you can see the difference. Okay, and so trying to get the whole range of you guys to see the whole thing is a little bit tricky. There, I think that does it. That's better. And so I just kind of put this up here just to get an idea. So pretend that this yardstick is my board that's going to be going across. Now you have several options at this point because you can see there's excess here all the way around. Now I need excess up here so I have something to staple the canvas onto the board to hang it. And I also down here at the bottom need extra canvas, so I have canvas to staple to the board down there, and then you just roll the whole thing up. I wonder if I pull this way, if I'll get the whole thing. That might make it worse. Okay. So then I got my yardstick out, and I have about a 2-inch border at the top for my piece of wood and a little bit less than that on the bottom. What was important to me is to be sure that my edges were even. So I measured out my edge here and my edge here. Now you have a couple of choices at this stage of the game. You can go ahead and decoupage down your design, which, you know, there's 4 Santas, so if this isn't your favorite, there's 3 other Santas to choose from. You can go ahead and decoupage down your design and then just take your scissors and cut off the excess here. So that's one option. Another option is you can, I picked up this book of, this is violin music. I don't know if it has a date. It's super old. Copyright 1895. I'm sure it wasn't published in 1895. But it's a really pretty book of music. So rather than using these pages, I'll just make copies of them to use them on decoupage projects. That's just the beauty of finding old vintage things. And I found these up at Heber Overgaard in one of the thrift stores. So what I did was I just laid down, I'll do it up here because I think you guys can see better up here. So it just gives you an idea that you could also, after you've decoupaged this, you could also decoupage a border along here. Can you guys see that? Yeah, you can. Okay, so that would give you an idea of, you could have musical notes going around, or you can just slice it off, which would be the easiest thing, but I never do things the easy way. So this has gotten shifted over just a bit. Okay, because I measured and marked everything off earlier. It is important that it's hanging straight. Okay, so that's some of the options. What I plan on doing, and I've never ever done this, so I don't know how well I'll do. I don't know how successful it'll be. And if it turns out horrible, then I'll just get the scissors and cut it off. But this is what I'm going to try to do today. I'm going to decoupage this down, and then I set out different colors that corresponded with different areas on here. So like this burlap matches this really well. So what I plan on doing is just blending in the edges with the color so it looks like this just expands on each side. Now, like I said, I've never done it. I don't know how it will look. If it turns out hideous, I'll just take my scissors and cut the whole thing off. No big deal. Okay, so I'll look to see if you guys have any questions, and then I'll get started after that long explanation. Mickey, I ordered the canvas on Amazon. It's just white canvas. I'll see if I can find the link of when I ordered it, and I'll put it up for you guys. Thanks, Lisa. I love this Santa. He's been my favorite for years. And like I said, I looked and looked for him in a poster or decoupage tissue, and I could never find him. So I just had to find a way to make him. Yes, Nature, this is what I used on the decoupage totes. Hey, Melissa. Hey, Wendy. So good to see you, my friend. I haven't seen you in a long time. I know you're busy. Okay, so I'm going to get started, you guys. So, you know, when I decoupage, I like to use satin top coat because I have a lot of it, and it is, I just need checking to see if I have the volume up all the way. Okay. Can you guys hear me okay? Give me some hearts if you can hear me okay. Okay, so I'm going to use satin top coat for my decoupage medium. The reason why I like to use satin top coat is because it is it's not going to, trying to figure out the best way here. It's not going to crack over time. It's not going to yellow over time. And like I said, you guys, if this is not your favorite Santa, there's 3 others that are really beautiful. And these were from, trying to just figure this out, you guys. He's big, the area is big. Okay, so I'm going to put my anchor down. Here. So I'm just going to pull back a section of the paper. I'm using a Dixie Belle small flat brush, and I'm going to put a liberal coat of the Decoupage medium down on top. And because I use the gesso on here, this canvas is nicely conditioned. It's not going to shrink, it's not going to bleed through to the other side. Okay, so I have a nice section right there. And I'm going to lay my paper back down. And I have one of these, I can never remember what they're called. If you can remember, post it. And all I'm doing is just putting down my anchor. So by doing this, the rest of this, as I'm decoupaging it, will go down exactly straight. So this is the anchor row. Pretty important row. Squeegee, that's what this is called. And I do have these on my page. If you can use saran wrap. I have saran wrap here. You can use the saran wrap around your finger, and for smaller projects, that's what I always do. But for a larger project like this, I thought I might be better off using the squeegee. So now I can pull the whole thing up and go and put my next row on. And I just do like a section at a time. I love decoupaging, you guys, and you probably already know that because I do a lot of it. It just is the easiest way I know to completely transform something from ordinary to extraordinary, and in a really short period of time. So I'm putting this on smoothly but liberally because I want good adhesion on here. And I know it's white and you can't see it against this white, but that's what I'm doing, a section at a time. Then I lay the paper back down. And I'm going to start in the center. And work my way out. Now, one thing I will say, if you're using one of these squeegees, when you're finished, you need to rinse it off because this is felt. And it's okay if you get the medium on it, but don't let it dry on there because then your squeegee is ruined. Okay, so now we're going to do the same thing. Lift it back up. And if you notice, I'm not right under my seam. I have put the satin top coat down, offloaded over here, and then I work my brush up underneath where we've pulled that up. And the reason that I do that is so that I don't end up with a big glob of satin top coat underneath there. And so for this portion of the project, it's going to go pretty quick. It doesn't take long because we aren't doing any fussy cutting. Start again in the middle and work your way out. So you guys, I've just about sold out of a lot of my Christmas decoupage tissue. And I tried to place an order yesterday And just like we have a food shortage, now we have a tissue paper shortage. And so I wasn't able to place my order yesterday because they don't have any tissue. And they don't know how long that's going to be before they get it back in. I'm just really getting tired of all of this nonsense. I placed an order for groceries this morning, only got half of what I ordered because we don't have it anymore. I'm 70 years old, almost 71, and in my whole entire lifetime, this is the first time in my lifetime I've experienced that you can't just go to the grocery store and get what you're looking for. We're turning into a third world country. I'll get off my soapbox now. Okay, and I do see a couple of spots, and I'm just going to use the saran wrap on my finger so that I can feel and make sure I get those areas down really well. So you're getting a demonstration of both ways. And there's texture on this cloth, and also by using the saran wrap on my finger, it helps work this paper down into that texture. Look how blue his eyes are. I want to go sit on his lap. Okay, moving along. Let me take a quick look to see if you guys have questions. Hi, Kelly. Nice to see you. Lisa, and your grocery bill has tripled? Oh, yeah. Groceries and gas. Mickey, I do sell the Santa. You can go on to my website, and under Decoupage Tissue, there's a section that's Deborah Bucher Designs, and all of my design tissues are in that section. Thanks, Nature. Bronia, yes, he is an old world Santa, for sure. Okay, so let's continue on. Again, I offload not close to my crease because I don't want to have a big glob. And then I work my way back up and lay down some more decoupage medium, which in my case is Dixie Belle Satin Top Coat. I use this stuff by the gallons, literally. It's what I top coat furniture with, all my crafting projects. That's what I use to decoupage. I love the finish that it leaves. Okay. So we're halfway there, you guys. So again, I want to start in the center and then just work my way out each direction. And I am going to use the saran wrap because that really does help me work it into the fabric of this canvas. He's so pretty. And there's 3 other old-time vintage Santas. I had them in on a sheet where you got 4 all in one, but I sold out, and that's why I was trying to order more yesterday, and I can't get them. So I have a feeling what I have left, I think I checked, and this particular Santa, I have 7 left in stock. So if you're in love with this one, like I said, there's 3 more, but if you're in love with this one, there's only 7 of them left. And we haven't hit December 1st yet, so if you're interested, I suggest you grab them up. But if you didn't see the beginning, after I get the decoupage on here, I'll show you again in case you didn't catch it at the beginning. I chose this because when the holiday is over, you don't have this big giant piece where you got to figure out how to store it, because it just rolls up. And I may or may not demonstrate the iron-on method. We'll just see when I'm done with this if it looks like it's necessary. I do have my iron handy. I had to think this through and pull everything out of my art room out to the family room. And so inevitably, I always forget to bring something when I do that. And you guys, I will look up the link for the canvas and the gesso, and I'll post it on here on this live so that you can go back and find it. So I'm using the spatula to start with to get it to lay down. And I start in the middle and work my way out on each side. And the reason why I'm using the saran wrap, in case you've never heard me say it before, is because there is so much texture on your fingertips. That's why you're able to easily grasp things. And that texture is enough to tear your paper. So by putting the saran wrap on the tip of your finger, that just allows you to rub that down without tearing it. It removes the texture. I hope you all had a nice Thanksgiving. I had a really nice Thanksgiving. I went up into the White Mountains where my daughter has a cabin in Heber Overgaard, and it was just nice to sit around a fire. We did some arts and crafts. We went for really nice walks in the forest. We ate delicious food. We played games and put puzzles together. It was just really, really nice. I needed a restful break like that. Okay, we're towards the end here, you guys. The texture of this fabric just enhances this whole piece. It looks like a real oil painting. It doesn't, you know, you have the texture of this canvas showing through. Okay. We're getting there. Give it a little smoothing. I love the texture showing through. Okay, are you guys still on camera? I'm going to pull this up so you can see down to the end. Okay, so we have just a little bit left down here, not much. And this satin top coat, like I said, like I always say, it works great for your decoupage, and you won't have any yellow or cracking like you do using Mod Podge. Over time, Mod Podge just doesn't hold up. But this is just like what you put on your furniture. It is not going to yellow, it is not going to crack. I'm going to yellow and crack before it does. Okay. And like I said with the squeegee, when you're done with it, be sure that you wash it because the end of it here is felt. And if you let this medium dry on it, then you'll just have to throw your squeegee away because it won't be any good. Okay, so I'm going to set this aside, and I'm going to get the heat gun and give it a quick dry. I know I brought the heat gun out, I just got to find where I put it. Oh, here it is. He's so pretty. He's see if you guys have questions. Kelly, I like the squeegee too. Especially for a big project like this, it makes it really easy. Yes, Mickey, this Santa is on my web page. Just go to my web page at deborahbucherdesigns.com, and then under decoupage tissues, then you want to select Deborah Bucher Designs, because I have a lot of tissue, you guys. So I put all of my designs under Deborah Bucher Designs. And there are 3 other old-time vintage Santas like this guy. Sadly, I only have 7 more sheets of this guy. And I don't know what there are for the other. There's a really cute Santa in his workshop. I'm going to move this dryer to another outlet. So while that's sitting, I still need to dry it, but I want to go back and show you guys again what the concept is. So I bought this at Michael's a couple of years ago, and see how it has the wood down on the bottom and it has the wood up at the top. And then this is a canvas, just like what we're working on today. I'll flip over the back side. It just hasn't been gessoed, and it has a twine hanger on it. And so originally I thought what I was going to do was, and I got this at Michael's for, I'm pretty sure it was 60 or 70% off. And I have picked these up a couple of times in different sizes. And this was originally $29.99 originally, and then I got it for 60 or 70% off. I could take that white gesso and paint over this design. So I didn't care what design was on here. It didn't have to be anything I was in love with. And then I could just decoupage anything I want on here. And what I really like about this whole thing, you guys, is that for storage purposes, you just roll it up. And, you know, you have a short footprint for storage. You don't have to, you could tuck this away in a closet and probably forget it was ever even there. See how much that just rolls up and you can just tuck it away. How many of your Christmas decorations can you just roll up and tuck away like that? Okay, so I want to finish drying this. So talk amongst yourselves. One of the things, if you tuned in late, I left space up here at the top for that board to go across to get stapled and glued to. And I left space at the bottom for one. And on the sides, I have about a 2-inch border on the sides here. And so 2 things can be done. Well, more than 2 things. There's several options for that border on the sides. So what I am going to attempt to do, which I've never done before, you guys, so it could come out disastrous or it could come out really cool, I don't know. But what I want to do is I want to blend in on each side the colors that are in here. So the blues in here, I want to just carry that theme on out. And I have a muscadine wine that kind of matches this a little bit. Oh, my water's been splashing around over here. And so I'm going to try to carry the design on to the edge. If that doesn't work, you guys, I can always just take my scissors and just cut that edge off, because I haven't cut my board for the top and the bottom yet. So, you know, I still have options. And if you saw the canvas gift bags that I did, I think probably a month ago, that video is up on my YouTube if you want to re-watch it. This is the same canvas, you guys, as those canvas bags were. And they turned out so pretty. And I taught a class at the studio in those, and their bags came out stunning. They used all kinds of different decoupage tissues, so it was super fun. Okay. So if you didn't see in the beginning, one of the things that, you know, pretend that this yardstick is the wood hanger at the top of this. So let me pull it back down so you guys can see. Okay, so now you can see. So pretend this yardstick is my piece of wood, and it'll have a piece of wood on the back side and a piece of wood on the front side, and then they'll be glued and stapled together. And then you use the jute hanger, and of course it's going to be like right there. And then you use the jute hanger to hang it. But then I thought, oh, this is pretty too. Just take some sprigs of greenery and a little bow or holly or whatever. And I think that just is really, I think it just gives it that final touch. So, and then you put the wood down on the bottom half of it as well. So, that feels pretty dry. I can tell there's one little spot over here, two spots over here on this edge that I didn't get underneath well. So I'm just gonna try to get in there, and a little spot there too. Now I'm going to demonstrate the iron-on method. I just want to dry those spots really good. Let me check for questions, you guys. Thanks, Carol. So Lisa, you were at the lake house, walked fish, caught fish, big bass. Oh, I bet it was cold. Hi, Pamela. Pamela, the canvas is just canvas that I ordered off of Amazon. I'll put the link in when I'm done with the video. Okay, so what I'm going to do again, you guys, is I know that this freaks people out when they decoupage, but there's no reason to be freaked out. I'm going back over the top of it with a coat of the satin top coat to give it a good finish and good protection. This is going to hold up over the years. And it will still be soft and pliable so that you can just roll it up for storage. And when you do this, you'll see some wrinkles pop up, and that's okay, because what you need to know about decoupage is that paper has elasticity, and when it's wet, it's going to shrink. I mean, when it's wet, it's going to wrinkle up. But when it dries, it shrinks back to its original shape and size. So when you're doing this, this is the part when people haven't done this before and they're in a class, and they've done such a good job getting it all wrinkle-free the first time, and then I tell them to do this and they see wrinkles happening and they get all freaked out. And wouldn't this be an amazing gift to make for somebody? Somebody made this for me, this would be something I would treasure till the day I died. And if you've never seen the iron-on method before, I'm going to show you that too. And that may be all we get done today. I was just looking at the clock. Just need a tiny bit more. Now, if you were decoupaging on the front of a dresser or chest of drawers or something, and you had a big piece like this, you would do the same thing that I just demonstrated on the front of a chest of drawers. Remember the cowgirl and cowboy nightstands that I did? Those were big sheets. They were the same size as this, and I covered the whole front of the drawers on two nightstands, two matching nightstands. And you know, by doing a section at a time gives you complete control and assures you that you're getting it on straight. I had measured this out, and I drew myself a little corner there and a little corner there so that I knew I had this lane in the center of this piece, top and bottom. He looks like an old oil painting that's been hanging in a museum, you guys. There's so much texture coming through from the canvas. I'll check some questions here. Yeah, you know what, Kelly? Handmade Christmas gifts are my favorite too. They always have been. Um, I've been having, you know, most of the time I'm working on furniture projects, and every now and then I'll throw like a craft project in the middle. But the last month I've been working on um, Christmas projects, and it's so much fun, and it helps just get you in the frame of mind and in the mood. Up at the cabin, my daughter and granddaughter and my granddaughter's best friends and moms had all been up there like 2 weeks earlier before Thanksgiving. So while all the girls, little girls, they're all 8 years old, while they were all up there, they all decorated the whole cabin for Christmas, decorated the tree. So we had decorations all throughout the cabin, in our rooms and everything. And then on one of the days we were there, if you guys remember the wooden ornaments that I decoupaged and had free printables, and that video is up on YouTube. And we did those, and that was super fun to do with the girls. Okay, you guys, so the next thing I'm going to show you is, I'm really happy with this, and I know that when it dries, it's going to dry nice and even. I think I need to dry it, just there's a couple of spots. So let's see, can I plug in the iron and let it be heating up? So I'm using a regular household iron. It doesn't have any water in it. That's an important detail. Now, if you guys saw me do the canvas bags, when I did those, and I took some gilding wax and went around the edges. I took some brown wax and some gilding wax and went around the edges on those bags and used the gold gilding wax and some of the different colors on there. And those bags turned out super pretty. People just love those bags. This is the same process, only just a bigger piece. And so that's another option of what I could do on here. And at the beginning, I also showed you that if you put musical notes, like a Christmas song or musical notes around the edge, would be really pretty. Or I'm going to paint and try to blend in these edges. And I don't know if I can do a good job of that, honestly. I just want to try it and see what happens, and if I don't like it, I'll just take the scissors and just cut up the edge. So, no harm, no foul. Okay, so I'm really happy with it, but I just want to demonstrate to you guys a process that's called the iron-on method. So we decoupaged. And then we went back and put another coat, a satin top coat on the top of it. And let that dry. And now I'm using parchment paper, not wax paper. It's important that you're using parchment paper, and that's used as a barrier. And my iron is set on cotton. Linen would be too hot, it would scorch your piece. And so there's no water in this iron because water would be destructive to your decoupage. And so all I'm doing is ironing out any wrinkles that are on there. And what it does is the heat of the iron reactivates your decoupage medium, re-liquefies it. And so if you had any spots on here that weren't down really well, they will be now. Just remember, you have to have a barrier between your iron and your decoupage. And again, by doing this, another reason to do that on this canvas, it's not 100% necessary, but by doing it, it really, really honestly looks like it has been painted on here. You would never know that this was a piece of tissue that was decoupaged on here. He is beautiful. And this is the iron-on method, you guys. It's a cool method. Like when I decoupage the insides of drawers, you know, like on a painted piece of furniture, and then you go back and decoupage the inside of the drawers to take the piece of furniture to the next level of not ordinary, but extraordinary. This is the best way. And I have little craft irons that I got at Hobby Lobby. And they work to get into tight spaces, but if you happen to have one of the little Cricut irons, those are even better. I have the big giant Cricut iron. One of these days I'll invest in one of those little ones. I don't iron my own clothes. It's really rare that something needs to be ironed. Okay, I'm going to shut this off. Pull that off. So, what do you guys think? I think he's gorgeous, if I say so myself. Let me see what you guys have to say. So you guys, I'm going to put the camera down here for a sec. Hello. Okay, thanks for the hearts, you guys. So a couple of things. Kelly, thank you so much. Ha, yeah, way more for crafts than clothes. I hear you, sister. Pamela, thank you so much. Mary, I don't know what TGIT means. Okay, so let me tell you guys a couple of things about this. I will do what I'm going to try to attempt of expanding, you know, like the greenery down here and the sky and the border. And like I said, I don't know if it'll turn out. I've never done anything like that, but I thought, oh, it'll be fun to try, and we'll see. If it doesn't turn out, it's no big deal. I just cut those borders off before I add the board for the top and the bottom. I do want to say that if I do that, I will post that video of continuing on with this up on my YouTube page, and attaching the boards and all of that will be up on my YouTube page. I'm trying really, really hard, you guys, to grow that page, and it's growing really fast. On those little wooden ornaments that I did a few weeks ago, when I looked this morning, I had 1,600 views on that, so I was super, super excited. So you guys, even if you aren't big fans of YouTube, which I love YouTube, I can spend hours watching YouTube and learning all kinds of things. But if you're not a big fan, even if that's the case, if you would still go over there and like and subscribe to my channel, it doesn't mean you ever have to go back there and watch it. Just go like and subscribe. I need subscribers really bad. So that would be awesome if you would do that. And it's Deborah Bucher Designs. And for some reason, there's two of them up there, Deborah Bucher Designs. There's a correct one and a wrong one. So be sure you're on the correct one that has maybe 250 subscribers and about 50 or 60 videos uploaded. The other one just has 3 or 4 videos on it. If you get on that one, it's the wrong one. So you guys, thanks so much. And if I missed a comment or a question, I will go back and answer all of them. I appreciate it so much. And again, if you're interested in these tissues, this particular Santa, I only have 7 left. So if you're interested, don't waste any time, because I can't order it in time for Christmas again because the manufacturer is out of tissue. So if you're interested, grab it while you can. And there's 3 other Santa designs to choose from. So I hope this was fun for you guys. And I will put the link for the canvas from Amazon and the gesso that I base coated it with. So you guys have a great night, and thanks so much for all the hearts, and thanks for watching. I really, really appreciate you. Have a good night.